Okay, so yesterday's video was quite long, very lengthy, about 40 minutes or so. So this video, I want it to be a bit shorter, like way shorter than yesterday. So this particular video, we're going to just deal with technical analysis based on the strategy I'm going to be using for the coming weeks and probably months to come, alongside the fundamental review. So if you're out there and you want to see what forex trading really looks like, this is the channel for you. Like, trust me, this is the channel for you. This channel is the raw documentation of actual progress and regressions that a person who is into forex seriously and also has a 9-to-5 job is like. This is literally the whole shebang. So we're going to start off with this. First thing is the fundamental review. We're currently looking at my fundamental calculator, which looks at things like the central bank rates, the GDP, CPI, unemployment rates, retail sales, manufacturing PMI, service PMI, employment changes, and then PPI. So it doesn't look at COT. What I do with COT is I just come back here to see where the buying and selling is occurring the most. So from my trade finder, basically, right, my trade finder says, first and foremost, over here is saying buy New Zealand dollar against any other thing you can find. Well, what is the worst performing thing against the New Zealand dollar? It is the Swiss franc. So obviously I should be seeing New Zealand dollar against Swiss franc like absolutely bullish. You can see it right here. But as you all know, I am quite not certain about going against the Swiss franc, meaning it's simply because Swiss franc has been known for its high time stability. So what we could do here is, just to buttress this point, let's just head straight to something that can quickly go through the internet and give us a good answer of how powerful the Swiss franc is. So you can see the first statement it says is widely regarded as one of the most stable in the world. It is one of the most stable in the world and is currently not facing turmoil. In fact, continues to exhibit characteristics that solidify its status as a safe haven currency. So going against the Swiss franc is like trying to cut yourself, like stage yourself at the bottom, right? So I'm just going to run a straight comparison right here. Okay, so the comparison is this, right? It's going to start looking through. This is how you can use AI to kind of do fundamental analysis on your own. Let's go with the very first part of the news, the rate. The New Zealand dollar is often considered as a risk on or commodity currency, while the Swiss franc is a risk off. Now, news in terms of CBN rates, central bank rates, right? Central bank rates. We have a lot of news here, like a lot of news, all the way from the bank rates to the inflation data, the GDP growth, trade balance, the unemployment rates, and the overall outlook of each of them, right? Overall bias. Okay, so overall bias. Given the significant fundamental divergence in monetary policy with the CNB aggressively easing and the RBNZ still offering a substantial yield premium, the fundamental bias for New Zealand against the Swiss franc is bullish. New Zealand strength and CHF weak. Any short-term retracement in the NZD CHF could be seen as buying opportunities. Now, this is my calculator, and you can see it has everything against the CHF as bullish, and then the CHF it's saying it is weak against the Japanese yen, which I was scared to attempt to look at yesterday. But let's really dive into that fact and see if it is true. If it is true. So the biggest score I have here is the New Zealand dollar against the Swiss franc, and that's why I decided to go for that one first. So we're going to start with the New Zealand dollar against the Swiss franc, and we're expecting to see a bullish market, right? A bullish tendency. So it's saying a pullback, and we should buy pullbacks. But like yesterday when I opened this chart, I said something yesterday. I opened this chart, and the first thing I noticed is we just broke below a lower low. I want to put the lower time frame situation down, and one thing you instantly notice is we've been in a downtrend for so long. Even if I increase this to 3, we've been in a downtrend for so long. See, constantly it tried moving up here, did it once, did it again, and fell. Alright, so let's just look straight into this place. Where are our zones? So the market just opened like some minutes ago. This is the first candle forming up. Yeah, zones. This is the first clear supply zone we have, and we can see price already mitigated here. So we can see price already did some mitigations right here with this candle, with this very candle here. Even if we reduce it to being the more precise outlook, it is still this close to being mitigated, and it has been mitigated here again. So let's look for another zone, another fresh zone. So rally base rally, this is one here. This looks like an indecisive candle to me. So all of this are my daily zones, right? All of these are my daily zones. It will be difficult for me to find 4-hour zones because they are like way past. I think I can find 4-hour zones. So let's go to the 4 hours. Over here in the 4 hours, I would finally bring this one alive. This is my smaller time frame show, my smaller time frame structure. And all I am waiting for on this lower time frame is for price to break above highs, right? So the market just opened. You can see the huge spread, and the market just opened. Obviously the market has danced inside this first zone. It has danced inside this first zone somewhat, and probably it is now coming out, or it is still finding its way into the zone. But I want to just draw out big brother small brother theory here quickly. So all of these are all indecisive, so there's no small brother in this place. But over here, what I see is this right here is a clear small brother theory. So I'm putting a mixture of Bernd Skoropinski's supply and demand, as well as the one I learned yesterday from GeneFX. And then this is not so fresh because it's coming from another zone. But then we have this one, which has also been mitigated. I want to just show you guys. So there is this one, but it has been mitigated. So these are my only clear zones. And then the last zone is this one here, right here. But this is like a lower time frame zone that just, it's just standing on its own, and no clear big brother small brother outlook for it, unless I try the 2 hours, and we'll just attempt to see if there is something within that place. Though I'm not supposed to do this 2 hours view. In the 2 hours, it's all the way up here. Well, there is no small brother there. There is a small brother here, which has not been met. And I like to label them very well, because if I don't label them, I won't know the the importance of that zone in particular. Okay. Okay, so for the next couple of days, we're going to be looking at this market, right? We're going to be looking at this market for one simple thing. We're looking for price to find its way above this high, right? Above this high, and then we wait for that retracement. So wait for that retracement into any supply zone it can create, any demand zone it can create, and then we'll take that demand zone and we'll run with it. So all of this is where we're waiting for the BOS, and until then, even on the 4 hours, we can still look at the 4 hours and wait for something similar right here. We can wait for something similar right here on the 4 hours. So for the 4 hours, I'd like to see 2 consecutive break of structure, right? I'd like to see the first one and the second one. Then the retest is what I would take serious. The retest is what I would take very serious to trade with. So that is it for the New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. Let's go on to the next one immediately. Canadian dollar, US dollar, euro. Let's just put them all together here. The Canadian dollar, the US dollar, US. That's surprising. Wow, US and the euro. That is some volatile stuff ongoing right now, like really. And also the British pound. Also the British pound against this. So that will be quick. So that will be quick with this. I'm going to start diving pretty fast into each and every one of them. First and foremost, we have this ongoing miracle here. So we have a pullback on the higher time frame, and we should start expecting buying pressure. So in the 4 hours, what do we have? We have this zone right here. Wow, this is quite perfect. This is quite perfect. This is a low. So what we want to see on the 4 hours is the same thing we want to see on every other market. Break of structure right here. And even on the 2 hours, because we're not supposed to go below that, but let's just go to the 2 hours. The 2 hours, we need the same scenario from here. So we're waiting for this to happen. Break, retest, and we'll move. Next is the US dollar Swiss franc. We're going to check out the daily. Man, this is scary. The daily isn't putting through yet. What we're looking for is price has met a daily demand zone. This is a daily demand zone. So on the 4 hours, let's go in and see. Alright, so price is moving towards a very good area. This is it right here. I think this zigzag indicator does have like one of the best forms of showing us the market structure. So we're waiting for this on the 4 hours. It needs to break this first. But on the 2 hours, you can see that we're beginning to see good structure. Let me just put that in here. So we've had this high, this low. Price just keeps rolling, and we're currently having this low that seems to be printing small high, but we don't know yet. What are the zones? We don't have this. We have this right here on the 2 hours. All of this. and nothing else. So we don't know if price has gotten to this level before coming back towards where it is. So again, we're just waiting for this to happen. On this place, wow, there's a lot of things to look out for. On the Euro Swiss Franc, what we have is this very humongous structure. This is very, very scary structure to look at. Like, really, it is scary. And then we have this extreme consolidation right here. Very, very extreme. And consolidations like this, I honestly don't even want to put my fingers into it. Like, I don't want to put my fingers into it. So I'll just sit and wait for the usual, right? And if you're wondering what the structure is beyond that point, well, it is very simple. So this high, I don't see this high as valid. I don't see this high as valid. Okay, I can see why it's taking it as a high now, because this is slightly above. This is above this, so that's why it's taking this as a high. Okay, so we are witnessing, we almost witnessed a break of structure here, but then price is coming to start in here this week. So let's see if price makes its way above here and also above here. Majorly, I'm actually looking for this upper one than any other. If I see this, I'll wait for its retracement, and then I will take it serious that is ready to move. So we can see price has mitigated everything. Supply here, mitigated again twice, moved. There's no zone here to trade with. Basically, there's really no zone here to trade. This is a very, very choppy market. Matter of fact, this is a market that I do not even want to be looking at. Let's go on to the British pound against the Swiss franc. We are going to be looking first and foremost at the red. The red marker is the higher time frame. So we're looking at the red. The red says it's in a downtrend. It's in a downtrend. Why did I say it's a downtrend? Okay, so we have this higher low, this higher low. Okay, let's start with this higher high, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low. This looks like a higher low, and it's most likely going to print higher lows. But the market is saying quite bullish based on fundamental, right? But because it's fundamental saying bullish doesn't mean you just dive in and start, buying everything you see. I'm looking for zones. I'm not seeing zones. Okay. I think I found one. That zone looks more reasonable on a daily. Yeah, I'll classify all of this as demand zones. All right, so most likely want to look for price to come here, or at least creates new structure. So this was supposed to be the lower low, but we have this. So we're looking out for this. I want to see how it goes. After this, I want to see retests, break up again, and move. So that's all for the Swiss franc pairs. Okay, except the JPY. So this one, it says we should sell. I think I want to ask AI. So everything compared. What is the final conclusion? Activity against the vision. Commitments to a weaker franc contrasted the CBJ slow but steady path towards normalization. Creates a strong divergence that should favor JPY appreciation against the Swiss franc in medium long term. Okay, so basically what we're seeing here is you should be buying the Japanese yen, and that is exactly what my calculator is also saying right here. I won't lie, I am I'm actually impressed with the calculator, right? I am really impressed with the calculator, but at the same time I am quite scared of the reality because I know the Swiss franc to be extremely stable, like extremely stable. So me seeing everything against the Swiss franc looking so surely you can beat it, it's quite scary. But let's just look at what the chart is saying, right? Let's look at what the chart is saying. Chart is saying on the daily, we actually are on a very violent uptrend. This is very, very opposite to what fundamentals are saying. So in other words, I do not see us taking anything in this chart. There's nothing to see, except if, so on the 4 hours, except if we start to see clear bearish structure, right? Clear bearish structure from these markets. Except if we start to see clear bearish structure from these markets. And bearish structure in the sense that we want to see price do this. So until I start seeing this, I don't see any reason to even bat an eyelid here, because it's beyond me. Alright, so let's look at the remaining other trades on the table. So we have just 4 of them left, and they all have to do with AUD and New Zealand dollars. Alright, so basically it's saying the Australian dollar is quite weak compared to the euro and compared to CAD and the New Zealand dollar. Wow, the New Zealand dollar is extremely bullish. So let's go with the AUD New Zealand immediately. I have it right here. We're going to start with the daily. Okay, so on the daily, we should be shorting this particular currency. So this chart is filled with lots and lots of short movements, but in this current move upwards, right? In this current move upwards, I don't see a sell zone for me. But over here, I see this zone. So I don't know if price is going to, because price has moved all the way down here. I don't know if price is going to move to take this and then turtle soup its way up. I don't know. We're just looking at possibilities of what price could do. And then we have this other one right here. And between here and here, we don't have any other one except for this push right here. So these are all the 3 we have to look out for. So basically, I just want to see price get to any of these 3 zones and start to react. But again, let's check on the lower time frame. I think I went too low. Let's go to the 4 hours and see if we'll find zones, right? Okay, so on the 4 hours, it seems like it became very, very clear, right? Very clear. We actually even have this one right here, sitting right here. We have this one right here, sitting. But it is not clear to me, because I'm looking at what led to this, right? What led to this is immediately after this consolidation, we had this. So I'm looking at making sure price makes its way down here and starts to retrace, which is, if price is serious about moving from here, it's supposed to do this and then this. So I'm waiting for it to do the actual break first and foremost. But between the break and waiting, in case this doesn't hold, we're going to look behind a little bit. Okay, we have this also. This is another 4 hours. This came from this. We have this. Okay, so on the 4 hours we have all of this. Now I'm looking for the big brother, small brother theory. I'm looking for price doing whatever it can do from here. So these are my like real confluence zone, small brother theory. I have a clear move right here, so this is like a good zone. Okay, so I can actually do the 4 hours here. Maybe that was a mistake. So on the 4 hours, surprisingly, there is like very small zone, but it has been used by the next candle immediately after that. We have over here, we have all of these candles, all of these candles sitting right here. So I'm only focusing on high quality zones. So this where I have confluence, those are my high quality zones. And then we have another confluence right here. Okay, so in terms of confluence, I have 4 hours and 2 hours right here. So if price is going to come down, then I'm expecting probably it could react a little bit here, or it could find its way all the way down here and then starts to give proper reaction. So it's all about patience. It's all about patience right now. Patience, lots of patience. The Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. Okay, so I do have, this is the zone, this is the market where I have the clearest of zones. Like the clearest of zones. You can see it right here. I already drew it. I have a daily zone right here with lots and lots of demand zones to meet. And then I have a 4 hour zone which has been mitigated, and price seems to be pushing well against me. So when I see price come here, mitigate, I'm just looking for a good price pattern, an engulfing bar or a hammer, that's a pin bar, or morning star. So any of the three of them, or evening star, any of those three appears within this area, then I know I should be buying, not selling. So next thing on my chart is NZD USD and the EUR AUD. Alright, NZD USD. Okay, so for this one, I kind of have like, I'm waiting for price to retrace down here. I don't know if it has done that during the weekend, but this is my wait zone. I didn't label this one. It's bad. So, but this is the first market that actually has a good show of bullish move. You can see on the red side we have break of structure. Allow me to remove the blue so you don't get confused. You can see we have clear break of structure. So we're waiting for the price to come back down for retest. So on the daily, we have this zone right here. Oh, I forgot to even call this zone. So we have this zone right here. Right, we have this one right here, which price is currently within. And then after this, we also then have this zone. So price could do whatever it wants to do. But when it moves into the discount area, that is the cheap side, which is below the 50, if it starts to move within this cheap side and meets up with any of this, I'll start looking for the usual three patterns, either the candlestick pattern, the bullish candlestick pattern, the morning star, or the pin bar, which is in this case is going to be a hammer. Once it produces any of those three things, I'm going to be aiming for any of these supply zones on the chart, most probably aiming for the maximum edge right here. So we've analyzed everything in this place in about 30 something minutes. Though I have one last thing up my sleeve. I was looking at the euro US dollar, and this is like one of the trickiest currencies out here. So I was trying to do some deeper analysis. So I'm going to start with the higher time frame view. Right, this is the higher time frame view. So the problem I have here is the market isn't straightforward, though it is an uptrend, right? It's an uptrend. It doesn't need to retest here, but it's an uptrend. It retested the supply zone, the demand zone here, and went up. So it is in an uptrend. But my fundamental isn't picking it up as good trade. Nevertheless, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, what are the zones below this 50? I have this entire area to look at. So I know you'll be looking at this Fibonacci retracement and you're wondering, why do I have so much fibs all over my charts and all that stuff? Well, it's because I was looking at the possibility of a lower time frame trading. So if I draw a Fibonacci from this high all the way to this low, what I have is this outlook right here, this view right here. I don't like the background image, just like to see the original thing itself. So this is my clearest zone, and then I have this one on the 4 hours. So I'm looking for big brother, small brother confluence. I have big brother, small brother all over this place. So the whole zone is, in fact, matter of fact, the whole zone is a confluence zone on its own. And then we also have other small possible reaction zones here. So between this and this, I am simply waiting for price to find its way down here. Even though my fundamental analysis isn't saying anything about this yet, I'm waiting for price to find its way down here, and I will start to aim for any of these zones at all. So thank you all for watching. It was a very short show of technical analysis, the new plan we're about to use for trading in the coming future. I'd like to tell you thank you. I'd like to say have a new day, and I would like to hear your own opinions also, your own view of this strategy, because this strategy is new to me, but I just really want to utilize it. Some people might see it and think, wow, that's so professional. Maybe professionals who are actually trading it will see it and be like, wow, that's cool. Or they might see it and see mistakes. So if you are a professional with doing this exact strategy and you notice some errors, flaws, and mistakes, do well to drop a comment below. Tell me, okay, these are some nuances you missed. Then if you're a learner, well, you can come along on this journey and learn this strategy with me, and let's see if it becomes useful. Nevertheless, thank you for watching. I would like for you to hit the subscribe button also. It gives me a boost that my videos are appreciated and you're enjoying the journey. And also hit the like button for this video, because this is a lot of technical education right here. Thank you for watching once more, and catch you all on another one. Peace.